Hey guys, Scott here. So yesterday we started working up this new system that Daniel and I are designing, and it's a system which unusually is not designed to make a heap of money, even though it's an edge. It's designed to teach world-class trading skill, and you're going to see what I mean when I get to it. And the whole idea is, how do I start with a set of rules and end up being a world-class trader executing those rules? And so we do it in a couple of different stages. So the first stage is we're going to go through the price action bar by bar. So this is before we're even paper trading. This is just walking the bars through one bar at a time, recognizing the setups, marking down what our results would have been. And once we've got that down, that's the stage that we're on now, then we can start to real-time sim trading. So, which is paper trading, putting our results in the spreadsheet like this, and you know, paper trading as it is. And then once we can paper trade acceptably, we're going to move on to small size real money trading. And then we're going to, and when we do that, we're going to lower the difficulty again by trading for a very limited time. And we're going to gradually ramp up the time that we're trading and then the size that we're trading, so that the theory behind this is that your most effective learning is done when you are challenged but not overwhelmed. So yesterday was my first day, and I did okay, but not particularly well. So let's start with the first bar of today. We're trading 10-minute bars of SPY, which is an index ETF. It looks almost exactly like the E-mini futures if you wanted to do it with that. So our first bar off the open is a hammer candle, large range hammer candle. We have no gap open. So do we have a buy or a sell? I should have checked if this is... Okay, so we do not have a fake out buy. We have a potential failed shooting star sell. So we place an order. If we break the low of here, we're going to go short. And as we walk it through one bar, I can see that we don't have that sell order executed, so we cancel the sell order. In this bar, do we have a potential sell setup? And let me just look. The close here is 262.30, and the open is the close is 261.6. No, the close is 262.30, and the open is 262.31. So we have a micro gap between here and here, which is a sign of strength. So that should continue upwards, but if it doesn't, then we have a sell set up to the downside. So we place an order for a sell setup. If it breaks the low of here, they're highly unlikely to be triggered. Okay, we have no buy and no sell setup here. We have the open is 267.33 and the close is 264.06 for the open and the close. So we do not have a gap open setup. So we're 4 bars in, and we've had no trades entered, which is unusual. Okay, we're waiting for a retest of this low to get long, and we have an increase in range. We do not have a gap open setup. Okay, now we have our first setup. So we have an inside bar, sell, and buy. So if it's a sell setup, we would place our stop not at the high here, but at the spike, because it's very close to it. If it breaks the high, we place our stop at the low. So we have both buy and sell orders. Okay, so here we have our short entered. We have our first trade of the day. We're short. That is not in profit in period 1. We have until bar 3, period 3, to make 1R, or we exit the trade, win, lose, or draw. Now here we have a significant high, the highest high in 10 bars, one or more lower closes and one or more higher closes. So we have another sell setup if we break the low here. Now that sell setup we cannot take because we are already short, and you can't take two short setups unless one is already bank profit or at break even or better. But what it does do is if we enter short here, if we break the low here, we reset the stop clock, the shot clock. So instead of bar 2, we'd be back to bar 1. Okay. So here we have another retest variation sell, which again would reset the shot clock. Okay. So we cannot take the retest variation sell because we're already short. Our short is now in profit. Our short has made 1R. So at 1R we bank half the trade. So we have half the trade in profit, and we start a trailing stop. So our stop goes at the high of this bar now. Do we have a buy setup? We have a spike low. We have the first bar to break it. So if we break the high of this, we will be out of our short trade and long. Okay, so here we have a hammer candle. So this is bar 2. We have our stop moves to the high of this candle because we're now trailing a stop after we bank profit. If we break the low, we enter this trade again. Okay, did we break the low? We did not break the low. Okay, so let's check, do we have a gap open here? Our close is 264.55 and our open is 264.88. So no, we do not have a gap open. Take that cursor off. Okay, and you can see we broke the high of this candle, so we are out on a trail. Now let me just get out my calculator and I'll work out how much profit we made, because we're short here, stop is here. We banked half the profit at 1R, which is somewhere down around here, and we banked half at the high here. So our range on this trade is, the high is 266.92 and the low is 265.91. So that's 101 plus a tick at either side, as we've got 103 tick range. So our stop was at 265.01 plus 1 tick is 265.02. So $265.02 minus 265.90. So we made 88 on 102 pip range. So we made 0.86 R on half the trade. So we made minus 0.86 times 1 is 1.86 R on both legs of the trade. So we divide that by 2 and we get 0.93 R for our trade. So we put 0.93 in there. So far from yesterday and today we've got 1 loser, 3 winners in a row. Okay, now the question arises, do we have a buy setup? No, we don't. Make this bigger so it's easier to see. Okay, so this is the next part. We have opens here, goes down, breaks the candle low, closes up. So this is a bullish engulfing bar. It's not a buy setup. It's not a sell setup either. So unusually we have nothing. Okay, we have an inside bar. So if we break the high, we'll be long here, stop at the most recent spike. If we break the low here, we'll have the stop at the most recent spike. Let's see what happens. So we place both long and sell orders. Okay, so we are long. Our stop is here. Bar 1. Bar 2. Do we have a sell set up? We do not. 1, 2, 3. Bar 3, have we made 1R? So have we made 1R? Let's work it out. Our entry point is 268.13, and our stop is 267.30. So that means our risk is 83. So 83 265.34, 266.17. So yes, we have made 1R. So we bank half the trade at 1R, and we initiate a trailing stop at the low of this candle. Okay, that trailing stop is hit, and just eyeballing it, I won't bother looking it up completely, but this looks to be about a 0.2R win plus a 0.5R win, so that would be 0.7R win. And if you'll just notice, I made a mistake. So the mistake that I just made was, this is a spike high, this is the first bar to break it, this is a short setup if we broke it. So I made a mistake and did not notice this trade, which is short with a stop here. Let's see how it goes. It's bar 1. Bar 2 is a retest variation sell on this, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the highest high in 10 bars. So this is a retest variation sell, but we're already short from here, so this would reset the shot clock. The shot clock is reset. Do we have a long setup? No, we don't. We have an inside bar. Okay, so we have a long setup with a stop here. We are already short, so we cannot take that short setup, but it would reset the shot clock. Okay, so here, the shot clock is reset. Now, we have a shooting star. On a break of the low, we go short. We cannot take that. We cannot take that sell setup because we're already short, but it would reset the stop clock. Okay, so here we have nothing. We have no setups, long or short, but we are already short. Okay, so our short has started to work. Expanded range to the downside. Okay, our shot clock was reset here, 1, 2, and 3. So we exit at, we have not made 1R by the close of period 3, so we must exit that trade. So let me work out how much profit. Okay, I just got out my calculator, and that trade worked out at 0.98R profit. So put that in the sheet. Let's see what we have next. So how many bars in are we now? We are 1, 2, 3. Take the stupid cursor off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 2 hours. 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 4 hours of trading in. Okay, so 4 hours of trading in is quite a lot. We did a lot more than we did yesterday. So the things I want to point out, the lessons learned from today, is today I was able to increase the amount of work I did from yesterday. Yesterday I made a mistake. Today I also made a mistake. I missed this fake out sell setup, which was a 0.98 hour winner. So I'm making one mistake per day so far. I cannot move on to the next stage of my development until I'm not making any mistakes. That makes perfect sense, right? I'm not allowed to do something more difficult until I've mastered this. So what I have to do is come back again tomorrow and do this, walking the charts through bar by bar before I can start doing actual live sim trading, which is more difficult than this. And then more difficult than that again is real trading, but with small money. And then more difficult than this is real trading with real money. So what we're talking about doing is a step-by-step, gradual increase of difficulty until I'm actually trading well. So far, how is the system performing? The system's killing it. The system's made 3.3 R in 2 days. It's looking great. It's a cool little system, but it's very, very complicated. And we have to be trading it at a high level. All right, guys.